Hello everybody, Dave Neal here, stand-up comic and host of Bachelorette Recap, a guy's review. As we know, Katie Thurston just celebrated her 4th week as the Bachelorette, sending guys home left and right. She's having a ton of fun and we're enjoying her season. Now, this Bachelor in Paradise spoiler is going to involve someone from Katie Thurston's season. So if you don't want to be spoiled on Bachelor in Paradise news, please click away. Are you guys ready to get this started? Do me a favor, hit the like button and subscribe. Thank you to everyone who has subscribed this year. We are up to 35,000 subscribers. That could fill a whole Fenway Park. Not too bad. Do the wave for me. Everyone that subscribed and to the 10 million views that we just hit yesterday. What a benchmark. Thank you guys so much. And also, if you want extra behind-the-scenes bonus content, go to patreon.com/Dave Neal and get yourself on that membership community. I appreciate everybody who's joined so far. All right, let's get right into it. You ready for this Bachelor in Paradise spoiler? It is Thomas. This was posted by Reality Steve. Bachelor in Paradise spoiler. If you thought Thomas got a lot of airtime this season, just wait till Paradise. Thomas is heavily involved with Becca Kufrin for the last half of Bachelor in Paradise, but she eventually breaks up with him before the finale. Very interesting stuff, folks. Very interesting stuff. Now, Thomas is one of those characters, as we know, that people are hot and cold about. So let's go through some memes compiled here by Justin Takes the Batch about Thomas. When she stepped back from Thomas, the reactions were priceless. They really were. I was watching and go, okay, good. She's giving Thomas another chance. And then she pulled it back and I was like, oh no! You know what I mean? It was a big deal. You know, and not to say that she had that moment planned, but you know, Katie's she understands the theatrical aspect of the Hunger Games of Bachelor Nation. She understands what she's doing out there. And you know, hey, if that's a decision she's ready to make, good for her. She owns up to it. Kylie said Thomas walking into the rose ceremony dressed like a red flag. There he is. Some more Thomas memes. My face after that plot twist at the rose ceremony. Okay, there it is. Don't you ever for a second get to thinking you're irreplaceable. Katie's a bad bitch. All right, some more. Your Bachelor audition is over. All right, very nice. Your Bachelor audition ends tonight. Katie cinematically rejecting Thomas at the rose ceremony tonight, giving me flashbacks. Oh, yeah. Oh, wasn't that nice? I forgot all about that moment. Just takes the podium. Yeah, just rearranging set pieces. She's like, yeah, I know you guys spent time setting this up, but Luke P., I'm going to have to move the podium away from you. He's like, okay, I'll come with you. My Bachelorette taking care of business, taking the trash out. Okay, so a lot going on there. Now, the question that was asked last week, the Bachelorette recap, is Thomas an evil genius or just weirdly honest? And there seems to be a divide in Bachelor Nation regarding Thomas. People are saying he's love bombing. If you watched my after episode live stream last night, people were sharing what love bombing is, how they're just going to, you know, it's a very cultish thing to do. You just flood people with all the love, the affection, the attention, the charm, and then when they show signs in you, you're like, yeah, maybe not yet. You know, and that could be the case. And the question is, if it is love bombing, is it intentional or is it just the competitive nature of the show? You know, with regards to this show, a lot of times people can't differentiate between love and in their competitive nature, because it's like, all right, it's like I say this, you know, stand-up comics say stupid things, but it's like whenever someone breaks up with you, it's like you just want to. It's like, I knew I didn't want to date you forever. I just wanted to date you long enough to know why I wanted to break up with you. It's about control, you know what I mean? So a lot of people, it's like, look, you're going to break up with me? Come on now. And Thomas, you know, maybe he liked her a lot, maybe not. But what's interesting with Thomas, and some people have defended him. I think if we go here, Nick Vial says, I truly never thought I would say this a week ago, but justice for Thomas. Hashtag Bachelorette. Katie Thurston says, I'm sure he'll be just fine. Palm tree wave. So clearly a spoiler there. Katie knows he'll be just fine. No, but the truth is, it's like, did Thomas say, I'm here for the Bachelor to become the Bachelor, or did he say, it crossed my mind that if it doesn't work out, I would become Bachelor? Now, the devil is in the details, folks. Do I believe Thomas went on the show thinking, I'm going to become the Bachelor? Well, I think they all go on the show for a lot of thoughts. They go, okay, on one end, I hit it off really well, get engaged, and then we live this life and everyone's happy for us and Neal Lane gives me a diamond ring and all that. On the other hand, I get heartbroken, But at the very least, if I'm heartbroken, at least part of paying that PPP loan for my heartbreak is I could potentially become the next Bachelor, which pays, about $250,000. In the end, becoming the Bachelor or Bachelorette, I've estimated the change in wealth based on that decision has to be around $2 to $5 million if you think about it. If you play your cards right and become the Bachelor, you will make a lot of extra money doing a lot of different things, unless like you have some crazy thing that cancels you or whatever. But for the most part, you're going to get a ton of followers. You're going to be able to monetize that X, Y, and Z. All right, so that's the thought there. But people are on the fence on this issue. My thought with Thomas, and I could be wrong, and of course, Katie sent him home. So in the end, I think it's important, as our boy Spencer Andrew would say, call him Spencer, Andrew Spencer. Remember Spencer's Gifts? Oh boy, wasn't that fun? Back in the day, I learned my birds and the bees talk from a Spencer's Gifts. If you know, you know. Don't look at the posters if you're not ready. They're in the back. He was like, here's the deal. I'm having a meltdown. Here's the deal. I didn't get much sleep last night. We had a blast. If you haven't watched last night's live stream, had a couple hard seltzers. Thomas might just be a simple-minded guy. He might have never apologized to anyone before. He might have never told a lie to anyone before. Yeah, I don't know. But Katie knows more than we do, and she clearly saw something there that was deceitful, so she made her move. But we didn't get to hear from him after he got dumped, which is kind of rude. Usually you get to hear from the person after they got dumped. And Bachelor producers clearly knew what they were doing by putting this story together, knowing he was going to be on Bachelor in Paradise. Anyway, we'll have to see. Bachelorette has found its Machiavellian master, well, that's a great alliteration, a cunning schemer whose game plan is flustering and frustrating his fellow contestants, as well as the Bachelorette herself. His strategy? He just tells the truth about stuff. Nobody has ever tried this before. What you say can and will be used against you. And what Thomas has to remember, or, it's too late now, but what he has to remember here is you might be telling the truth, but you've got 16 guys there that are all going to use that information against you. I don't think anything Thomas said isn't something another guy would admit to off air. The show's new antagonist is Tommy, whose bold choice to simply state obvious facts is blowing the minds of all of his fellow contestants. On a date themed around the concept of honesty, Thomas tells the group that he originally went on the show not to find love, but to boost his platform. He even went on a date days before filming started, since he didn't see a future with Katie. He says that now things have changed. He's falling in love and isn't prioritizing fame. Well, I'd even disagree with how they conflated this. I mean, he said he went on a date because he didn't know Katie. I didn't know Katie. Am I going to like her or not? He didn't know. A lot of people have said, well, when he was grilled on certain questions, he dodged all of that. And I look at it this way. Could he be like some narcissistic sociopath who's there for his own good? Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like, there's a reason when they cast these shows that people that audition sometimes be problematic. Sometimes they be problematic. And that's because they're kind of like coming at it from a place where they're looking for that fame. They're looking to fill that void. But could he also just be like a good looking guy who's also, I don't know, like sort of introverted, careful with his words, afraid to say the wrong thing? Like we see someone as like some alpha, stoic guy, but you don't know, like maybe this guy's like a real like nerd, quiet guy, and he's just like trying to like relate. Oh, we're all gonna share things. I went on a date. Everyone's like, whoa, hold on, what? He's like, well, yeah, like I didn't know if we'd, like it's like, whoa, too honest. So yeah, he's guilty of being too honest. As far as everything else goes, we just don't know. Of course, Thomas is not the first contestant to appear on The Bachelorette with hopes of hitting it big. The show has created an entire playbook for former contestants that allows them to ditch their boring day jobs and create new lives and livelihoods as former reality TV contestants. The odds of finding love on this show are much slimmer than the odds of creating a decent career for yourself. And you'd have to be naive or stupid not to consider that. But you're not supposed to say that out loud. All right, so Thomas, you are guilty of speaking your truth. They always say, we want someone to speak our truth, but we've got a breaking story here. Let's just get right into it. All right, the ruling on the field is that Thomas is guilty of being honest. Women want an honest guy as long as it fits their narrative. Thomas, 10-year penalty, and straight to Bachelor in Paradise. Now, of course, I'm just making fun of the fact that maybe Thomas is, maybe he's way more problematic than I care to even dive into here. But I just didn't quite see it. I didn't quite see it on the screen that way. It's almost like he's guilty of being really charming at this point. But it's only 4 episodes in. So he's guilty of being really charming and maybe not there for the right reasons. But he's but all he can do and say is, "Hey, I am here. Yeah, I told you that, but I told you I didn't know, but now I'm copping feelings for you." And maybe he was wrong, but I think you could call him out, and he can also be the victim of the fact that on group dates he's not even on. Guys are calling him out. You know what I mean? So it's like people are like, "Oh, now Thomas is playing the victim." It's like, yeah, in his narrative, he is the victim. You understand? I mean, you got people that are rooting for him now going, "Ooh, that was kind of cold what went down." Again, I don't think it's the craziest scenario out there. In every conversation, Thomas remains pretty consistent with his answers. Yeah, he wanted to become famous, but now he thinks Katie is the real deal and wants to end up with her. But his fellow contestants grill him in hopes of getting him to admit to more things that they probably agree with. In one heated confrontation, Hunter asked Thomas point blank whether he has ever thought about becoming the next Bachelor. The answer to this for every single contestant should obviously be yes. The star of The Bachelor gets paid a huge sum of money, picks up hundreds of thousands of Instagram followers, which guarantees a steady stream of income long after the show airs. And oh yeah, he gets to kiss and choose from among 30 beautiful women, which is a better situation than being one of 30 contestants vying to be kissed and chosen by one beautiful woman. The question wasn't, would you rather be the next Bachelor or marry Katie? It was just, have you ever thought about being the Bachelor? Anybody who answers no would be lying. Thank you. It's like, you ever like, am I the only sane person in here? But when Thomas admits he thought about this before coming on the show, the crowd acts like he's actively plotting to assassinate. Oh, I'm not going to say that out loud. I don't want to say that out loud. Who knows who's listening on YouTube. At one point, Thomas interrupts a conversation Aaron is having with Katie. Afterward, Aaron confronts Thomas, asking whether Thomas thinks his time with Katie is more important than anyone else's time. Thomas plainly answers, yeah. Again, this should be obvious and universal. Everybody on the show obviously prioritizes their own time with the lead. But again, Thomas's answer leads to an uproar. By the end of the episode, Thomas's rival talks about him like he's a 6'6" Hannibal Lecter with a great smile. Aaron says that while Carl was last week's villain was too dumb to alter the course of the show, Thomas is smart and extremely sociopathic. A befuddled Trey says that while he's usually a good judge of character, Thomas fooled him because Thomas is so good at the manipulation. I'm looking forward to watching Thomas on Bachelor in Paradise and seeing if he's that bad of a guy. I'm looking forward to that. All of this is particularly funny because Thomas doesn't exactly seem like the grandmaster of social chess they're making him out to be. He gives a lot of long, rambling speeches that never seem to end up where they're supposed to. He botches a conversation with Katie, then gets mad at himself for letting the moment get the best of me, and when he returns for a conversation mulligan, he starts by telling Katie that fear and love are rooted in the same concept before once again veering off script. It seems like Thomas just kind of says whatever words pop into his head at any given moment, which explains why he's so willing to answer whatever questions people ask him. The other, as stupid as stupid does. It's Forrest Gump. The other contestants who actually have plans for finding love and or fame simply can't recognize such behavior. To quote Kelly Kapoor from The Office, who says exactly what they're thinking? What kind of game is that? Overall, Thomas doesn't seem like your typical fame-hungry contestant. Some people show up on this franchise with manicured social media accounts that show they've been trying to hit the influencer big time since the invention of the selfie stick. Meanwhile, Thomas barely has an online presence. But more pointedly, why would he say this stuff as a manipulation tactic? Katie has said on several occasions that she's worried about picking someone more interested in fame than love, so why admit you fit the profile of her worst nightmare? Because he's an idiot. He didn't know better. He's just being honest. You ever have a conversation where your girlfriend or your boyfriend or whatever, and you're like, I'm just being honest, and then they use that against you for the next 5 years, and you go, well, F being honest ever again. There's some things better left unsaid. The easiest, most logical explanation here is that Thomas is actually just telling the truth. Unfortunately, his honesty screws everything up. Thomas will never be the next Bachelor. His admission that he views the show exactly the way everybody else views it makes him a villain. The show works because we get to spend so much time arguing about which characters are there for love and which are there for fame. When a guy shows up and says, hey, I'm here for fame, it ruins the game. Thus, he must be labeled a one-of-a-kind evil genius who invented the very idea of seeking fame, lest the audience be forced to acknowledge that most contestants are shady and he's just the first dude dumb enough to talk about it openly. That's an amazing take on Thomas, and I kind of fully agree with whoever wrote this article. Credit where it's due. Roger Sherman, I hear you, man. I hear you on that one. Is Thomas an evil genius or just weirdly honest? You guys let me know. Leave a comment, and I'm sure Becca Kufrin will weigh in on this. As we know, Becca, now we know this, Becca broke up with Thomas. We'll have to see how it all goes down. Bachelor in Paradise premieres, I believe, August 16th, mid-August. In the meantime, hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't already for this content. We've got so much in the works coming out here. You're going to want to be a part of this community. Thank you to everyone who's been a part of the live stream. Next one is Thursday at 4 p.m. In the meantime, tons of other content. See you guys later. Bye now.